Hello, this is Dan, solo casting again, one half of Tome of Uselessness, and I wanted to talk about two movies that I've seen recently. One was Hostiles, and I just finished seeing Annihilation earlier today. Hostiles came out quite a while ago, I think it was in January now, and it was a movie starring Christian Bale, Rosamund Pike, and it was about like a frontier time soldier escorting a native chief from New Mexico to Montana because he wanted to go back to his homeland and to his burial grounds of his ancestors. And it was really, really good movie. It was gritty, and it was like I could see a lot of people being turned off because it was slow paced, but it reminded me a lot of Apocalypse Now. And every time in the journey they go somewhere and they stop and something happens, and usually something not nice. But the performances were great, and it was such a neat setting, and just like a simple journey movie. And like I said, it was very much like small cast, and you get to know these characters, and you get to see everything going on and how it changes Christian Bale, especially of course over time, because it's his final mission. Like, he's going to retire from being a soldier. He's spent his whole life and military career pacifying the indigenous people of the Western Front, and then he has to do this mission and journey, and it was really good. I was really engaged, and like I said, it was very slow moving, and it has long kind of pauses in between, but I think it's so you can absorb and figure out what just happened and kind of digest, because like I said, it's pretty intense and pretty gritty. Not like a gory way, but it's just kind of like, people get shot, people get stabbed, and you feel it. You watch it happen. And so I really enjoyed it. I don't think it got like a ton of, it's not Black Panther, and it didn't get a lot of buzz and all that kind of stuff like that. So I would really recommend checking it out if you can. I don't think it's in theaters anymore, but eventually it'll be out on DVD and digital services. So well worth the watch. I'm a big fan of Christian Bale, and so it was interesting again. He's always so different in all of his roles, so he did a really good job in this one. I felt it was very kind of like muted, playing this soldier who just wants to do his job and not have to he's really jaded over time. So, and the supporting cast too, like his lieutenants and the people underneath him who have served with him for years and stuff like that. It was really, really good. Like I said, really emotional, but some really cool other action and other things that happen in the movie. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. And then, like I said, the other film I saw just today was Annihilation, and it stars Natalie Portman, and a few other people show up that you recognize, like Oscar Isaacs and Jennifer Jason Leigh, or Leah, sorry. She's also in it. So I knew very little going into this movie. I knew Natalie Portman was in it, and I knew it was written and directed by the same guy who wrote and directed Ex Machina. So, and then that it was like a sci-fi thing again. So with those two things in mind, I was like, hey, you know what? I want to check this out. It was my jam. And it was really good. Really, really good. It reminded me in some parts, like pacing-wise, of the recent Blade Runner by Villeneuve, because it's just the story, and you're just watching it and absorbing what is happening to this character and characters, and it was, there's a lot of hidden information, a lot of mind-bending, a lot of time jumps, because the characters don't even realize how much time has passed in between events, and so we have no real reference. Like, we think, they go to bed and they wake up, but it could be days, because we find out in the beginning of the film that she was in this place investigating the Shimmer, it's called, far longer than she thought. So before I get into any kind of spoilers territory stuff, I really enjoyed it. And just thinking about it now, it's definitely something I would want to watch again, just to see more with the visuals, and to see if there was more of the plots, or because I don't think it was too difficult to follow, which was nice. I feel, because again, sometimes sci-fi stuff like this, it can be out there and be hard to follow, and then you're like, oh wait, those four guys were this or that. You have to kind of fill it in the gaps yourself, which I can do, but sometimes not big sci-fi fans, they don't want to. It ruins the experience for them. So definitely, this was a really good and well thought out story structure, and I didn't find it difficult to follow. So I would definitely recommend seeing this, especially if you're kind of more interested in some sci-fi that's not action sci-fi. This one was pretty hard sci-fi. It has a few action scenes, of course, in it, but really, really good. So from here on out, I'm going to talk a little bit about some spoiler stuff. So definitely, even though I would say don't listen further. But so yeah, she's married to Oscar Isaacs, Natalie Portman, which I didn't know he was in it. But then it kind of made sense because he was an ex machina, of course, with the same director, Alex. I forget Alex G. Let's just call him. And he shows up at the house, even though we've been told that she thinks he's dead. And then so he starts bleeding, and then they end up having to go. They get kidnapped like right away, kind of thing. It's pretty intense. And then there's this shimmer, they call it. It's like this, just shimmer in the air. And then so she volunteers to go on a mission to investigate the shimmer. And it was really cool because all the visuals were always clouded in this purple shimmer. All the lighting was slightly augmented by this distortion. And yeah, as they go through, there's a group of them, and just things happen, and the way they interact and the things they discover about the shimmer and its presence on Earth and what's it doing here. I really enjoyed it. The visuals were really cool. There was some cool creature stuff, and there was some cool, just like they're supposedly in like a swampland, but I guess it's been mutated by the presence into like this jungle. So they're just walking around in this weird, strange jungle, and there's all sorts of weird flowers and weird creatures. And then the interaction, of course, with the other characters and the psychological effect is where a lot of the drama comes from, and a lot of the kind of tension, because they start to kind of go unhinged and lose it. And it's really good. I really enjoyed everyone's performance, and I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. No real negatives, I would say. There might have been a couple things here or there, but overall it was really enjoyable, and I would definitely recommend checking it out. Like at the end, we find out like that she was in there for 4 months, and she thinks she's been in there like a week. So like I said, there was a lot of time jumps and stuff like that, and so that's what made a lot of the interactions, at least to me, interesting, because we see some changes to some of the characters, and it's shown kind of almost in real time, but it could have been overtime, but we don't know. And so I really liked that. And just some interesting visuals and similar style to Ex Machina, where there's like title cards, but it's just kind of to lead you into the next section, and it gives you a moment to digest what you just saw, because some of the stuff can be pretty intense, and it was really good. Some cool visceral stuff, and some cool, again, kind of like almost like Ex Machina, like where it's like the people are becoming and questioning their own reality and their own, am I still myself, even because of these things I've seen and because of what's happening. And it was really cool. I really enjoyed it, and I would, like I said, definitely recommend checking out the movie. I saw it today. As I said, it's a Saturday, and the theater was almost entirely full, which I was kind of shocked, because it's been out for a couple weeks now. And this is around the same time, of course, that Black Panther was released. But yeah, a lot of people were in there, so it's kind of good that these sci-fi movies, are getting some more kind of, I think, attention. And after Villeneuve's Blade Runner, people can enjoy these slower sci-fi story, psychological-driven movies. And this other one comes along, similar idea, similar vein. Well, similar vein, not same idea, because there's no replicants, but similar slow sci-fi story. And, it's on Earth, there's something going on, we gotta investigate. And then just what happens with that. Yeah, a lot of cool visuals. I really liked a lot of the, like I said, like the twisting and the imagery about that, and just the people in their mind and what's happening. And even though this, like I said, the story's presented in real time, there's a time passage that we just don't know. So it's like there's cuts, there's jumps, there's this and that. So really cool, really enjoyed it. I'm glad like I said, really glad this guy's movie got made, and you could tell he had a bigger budget than Ex Machina because there's more CG effects, more creature effects, Natalie Portman and a bigger cast. So, and it takes place in an outdoor environment, not in an underground bunker. But I don't think I can praise it anymore, but I would definitely recommend you seeing it. And like I said, I just wanted to highlight a couple movies that were out and that I had seen, because I didn't see that many movies in theater last year that were not some of the bigger, superhero driven movies. So wanted to try to switch it up, see a couple other things, and let you guys know my thoughts. So thanks again for listening and watching, and hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again.